As we have already discussed about the interference, I am repeating, when two or more waves are superimposed, the redistribution of light energy takes place. That modification is known as interference. And the redistribution of the intensity of light will be maximum at some points, that is said to be constructive interference, and the light will be minimum at some points, that is destructive interference. Though it is not possible to produce interference pattern by two waves of different amplitudes and different phases. So, to produce interference, coherent sources of light must be used. Then what is coherent forces? When a source is said to be coherent, two waves are said to be coherent if their phase difference is independent of time. And the two sources emitting light of same frequency, amplitude and maintains a constant phase relation between themselves are said to be coherent sources. So, having same frequency, amplitude and constant phase relation between them are said to be coherent sources. And two independent sources can never be coherent. When a source is said to be incoherent and their phase difference varies with time. Two sources derived from a same light source emitting waves of various frequencies also incoherent. Okay. Then two sources are coherent. Two sources should emit waves of same wavelength. The amplitudes of waves from two sources should be equal. These are the necessary condition to produce interference. Okay. And if the amplitudes are not same intensity of minimum, will not be the different from that of maximum. That is, interference cannot be observed because the maxima and minima cannot be distinguished. Okay. Then the necessary condition to obtain the interference are the separation between two sources must be small and the separation between the sources and screen must be suitable. If the interfering waves are polarized, then their state of polarization must be same. And the interfering waves must propagate along same direction. Two sources must be narrow. These are the necessary conditions to obtain an interference pattern. Now, these are the conditions for the complete interference. The result of superposition of two waves having same wavelength, amplitude and maintaining constant phase difference between these two waves. That is the reason for the interference. When two waves having each of amplitude A are superimposed, the resultant wave will be having amplitude as A is equal to root of A square plus 2AA cos phi 1 minus phi 2. Okay. As we know, phi 1 and phi 2 are corresponding phase differences. Phi 1 minus phi 2 can be represented as delta, which is the phase difference between these two waves. Okay, that's equal to 2A square plus 2A square cos delta root of. That is 2A square into 1 plus cos delta. As we know, 1 plus cos 2 delta theta is equal to 2 cos square theta. So, 1 plus cos delta can be written as 2 cos square delta by 2. So, A equal to 2A cos delta by 2. Since intensity of light I is proportional to square of amplitude, I is proportional to A square, that is for A square cos square delta by 2. That is, if delta varies with the position, the region of interference and intensity varies from point to point according to cos square delta by 2. That is, according to the value of delta, the intensity and amplitude varies. Now the condition for maximum intensity and minimum intensity, that is the destructive and constructive interference, can be discussed. When the phase difference between the waves reaching at any point, that is delta is equal to 2n pi, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. Intensity at that point will be maximum. That is, I max is proportional to 4a square. I max is equal to k into 4a square. The condition for maximum intensity is that the phase difference between two waves must be an integral multiple of 2 pi. That is, delta is equal to 2n pi. Now from this we can express the path difference, that is phase difference equal to 2 pi by lambda path difference. That is, path difference is equal to lambda by 2 pi into phase difference. As we know, phase difference is equal to 2n pi for the constructive interference. Path difference is equal to lambda by 2 pi into 2n pi, which is equal to n lambda. That is, the condition for maximum intensity is that the path difference between two waves must be an integral multiple of wavelength, that is n lambda. Integral multiple of wavelength. Similarly, we can discuss the topic condition for minimum intensity or destructive interference. When the phase difference between two waves reaching at any point is delta is equal to 2n plus 1 into pi, then the intensity at this point will be equal to 0. The condition for minimum intensity is that the phase difference between two waves will be odd integral multiple of pi. That is the path difference. The condition for minimum intensity is the path difference between two waves must be odd multiple of half wavelength. That is 2n plus 1 into pi into lambda by 2 pi, which is equal to n lambda by 2. From this, we can discuss or explain the energy distribution. That is the intensity at different point due to this interference is I is equal to 4a square cos square delta by 2 into k, where k is the proportionality constant. And the graph is drawn between delta on horizontal axis and I along vertical axis. That is the intensity or energy distribution curve. From the intensity, the phase relationship that the intensity varies from maximum value 4a square to minimum value 0. That is 4a square to 0. Okay. Then the average intensity can be calculated as like this: 4a square plus 0 by 2, that is 2a square. That is the superposition of wave. The total intensity of wave is proportional to 2a square. The phenomenon of interference is accordance with the law of conservation of energy, which means that the energy is only transferred from points of minimum intensity to the points of maximum intensity during the phenomena of interference. That is, during the interference, energy is transferred from the points of minimum intensity to the points of maximum intensity. Now we can go through the classification of interference phenomena. That is, there are two methods to obtain the coherent sources, giving rise to two different classes of interference phenomena. That is, division of wavefront and division of amplitude. Okay, the wavefront from a source is divided into two wavefronts, either by reflection by mirrors or reflection through prisms. These two wavefronts thus formed travel unequal distance, finally brought together to produce the interference. The example are division by wavefront, Young's double slit experiment, Fresnel's two mirror, Fresnel's biprism, and Lloyd's mirror. Division of amplitude. Amplitude of wave is divided into either by partial reflection or by refraction. In this, the examples are Newton's ring, air wedge, Michelson interferometer, and we can discuss all the experiments: Fresnel's two mirror, biprism, Lloyd's mirror, and Newton's ring, air wedge, etc. We can discuss this topic in the next classes. So we have studied about the interference, constructive interference, destructive interference, condition for these two interferences, classification of interference phenomena. Thank you.